Well, look who's back. Well, anyway, I'm just going to put 4 shocks on this thing, which I'm not going to show. It's easy to do 4 shocks on this thing. But I do have to do the ball joints on the driver's side. So I'll show doing the ball joints on the driver's side and see how that works out. Fun. After you take the cotter pin out of here, you can loosen the nut. Now, if you don't have the correct millimeter one, you could use one 3/4. This is a Chinese-made 3/4 drive. You could use this big, fat, breaker bar, which is I've done a lot of braking, a lot of big trucks with this, and it still survived. This thing's over 20 years old. It still kicks ass. Adapter for the gun. And you should do it. It's okay to take it off with one of these, but don't put it on with an air gun. Use the correct spec. Lower the damn truck down to the ground and put it on right. Now I got to take off the brakes, the rotor, and the wheel bearing to get to the ball joints. Make sure you have a nice strong hanger. I make my own. No reason to buy them. This sucker's gonna be heavy. Next thing is to take the ones out for the actual wheel bearing. Couple of nice whacks with the sledge, and she's out. No big deal. As you can tell, these are tough to take out. Sometimes people will do is they'll put a socket across here and leave the bolt in like about 5 or 6 threads, and then just use the steering and pop this whole thing out. And I'm stubborn, so I figured I'd try the cheap air hammer, and I've got it pretty much going pretty good. The bad thing about this is you destroy the shield, but the shield is worthless anyway. Oh, we'll get it out though, for sure. And here I am on the other side, almost out. Like I said, the shield didn't get destroyed. I don't think there's another shield on the other side. We're going to reuse the shield on the other side. Like I said, they're worthless. As you can see, it's almost out. It'll be out in a few seconds. As you see, the wheel bearing's out, and you can see that the real cause is all this rust on the inside of where it mates and on the actual wheel bearing. Because the factory just can't stand using 5 cents worth of freaking anti-seize. That would be way too much. Well, this is the reason for all the trouble. Because the upper is completely done. That's why I have to do this. After removing the knuckle from the ball joints, moving the nuts out of the way, you get this one on the bottom will have a circlip. Take that thing out. Even though it's old and beat, I save them just in case I need one. Nothing wrong with heating the bottom of these up. The outer part with a propane or a MAP gas torch. They don't produce enough heat to affect the metal anyway. But they will expand it enough to help you get it out a lot easier. And make sure Put plenty of grease on the screw, no matter what make your C-clamp is. This is a Harbor Freight. No matter if it's a Harbor Freight, tampon, no matter what it is. You gotta have grease on the screw. Yep, pretty tough. Been in there a long time. You gotta watch out because eventually it will jam up with the bottom adapter. It feels like it did. Because of the wonderful offset that these trucks have on their axles, sometimes the ball joint will try to come out cockeyed and you have to go through the top in order to get the ball joint out, or it won't come out straight, and that's what usually breaks your tools. So you have to watch out for these things as you go. As you see, I got it out, and it's only got a few more to go. And there she goes. Now it's easy putting it back together again. With the ball joint lined up squarely inside the hole, put a little WD or liquid wrench on there. Make sure it's completely loose in here, so the stud isn't being pressed up against anything, or you will damage the ball joint. And just slowly press the ball joint in. Should go nice in and straight. Make sure you're only pressing on the outer body of the ball joint. There's a little step here, and I have these adapters. The center adapter is actually one from another ball joint that actually came with it, so I never threw any tool away, even a free one. Make sure when you're done pressing the ball joint that the shoulder up here is even all the way around and closed completely, so you know it's fully inserted. Same procedure for the lower ball joint. Find an adapter that will fit the flange. It's not this one, that's for sure. But one of them will. That'll fit the flange, and only press on this part of the flange. Don't press anywhere near the stud. You will destroy it if you press on the stud. You're going to be going in this direction, going up. This particular ball joint is a little more better than the other one was because actually it has a grease. It's greasable and it's got a point to grease. So you want to point that zerk out some way that you easily have access to be able to put grease in. Okay, there they are. Top one's been put in. Make sure it goes all the way in, like I said before. Bottom one's all the way in. On the bottom one, you got to make sure that you can still fit the circlip in. So make sure you press it all the way in so the circlip will fit in there. As long as that's good, then you're good to go. Now all you got to do is put it all back together again. That's good for a few 100,000 miles. Make sure that clip goes in all the way in the groove, and you're good to go. All I gotta do now is put the knuckle back on, a few threads, put it all back together again. Thanks for watching.